We're finishing up enzymes tonight with just a quick quiz time. Enzymes are very cool because they are made of carbohydrates. They raise activation energy. Each can catalyze almost any reaction, or they can be reused. And so, as always, I want you to pause and think of the answer before I give you the answer. The answer here is D, they can be reused. They are not made of carbs, they're made of proteins. They don't raise activation energy, they lower it. And each can catalyze not almost any reaction, they are super, super specific, so each can catalyze only one specific reaction. Which term also means substrate when you are talking about an enzyme-mediated reaction? So the answer here is reactant. So you have reactants, maybe one or two, and they make products. And so you might have a couple of reactants in one product, or you might have one reactant and a few products, or you might have an exchange reaction. But you either start with, whatever you start with on this side is called the reactants. Whatever you end up on this side is called the product. This thing means yields. It means this is what you start with, and that's what it yields. That's what it ends with. So the arrow means yields. And so reactant and substrate are used interchangeably when there's an enzyme that makes this reaction work. Which terms are sometimes used interchangeably? Catalyst and enzyme, reactant and enzyme, substrate and product, or catalyst and reactant. So a catalyst and an enzyme are sometimes used interchangeably because an enzyme is a biological catalyst. So all enzymes are catalysts, but not all catalysts are enzymes. So for our purposes, we're going to be talking about just biological catalysts, which are called enzymes. A reactant is not the same thing as an enzyme. A reactant is what you start with, and an enzyme works with it. A reactant would be the same thing as a substrate for this kind of reaction when you have an enzyme involved. Substrate and product are not the same thing. This is what you start with, that's what you end with. And catalyst and reactant are not the same thing. Again, this is like an enzyme, and the reactant is what you start with. Enzymes are usually named with what ending? And the answer here is ACE. Remember, OS is for sugars, and I made up the others, and ACE is for enzymes. Here's a type of question that you might get on the MCAS. What is the optimum pH for pepsin? And so here's pepsin. This is showing you the rate of reaction with a higher, there's an arrow up, so the highest reaction rate would be up as high as you can get. And so the optimum pH, let's follow it down to about here. And so that would be pH 2.6 maybe. And the optimum pH for trypsin. Okay, so this time you got to look at your labels. This time we're talking about trypsin. Optimum pH is here because this is showing, always look at your axes. This is showing the rate of reaction. Again, faster reaction up here. This will usually be numbered from a lower number to a higher number. So the optimum rate is the highest one, and it would be, I don't know, 6.3, something like that. And that is the end of quiz time.